morning, everyone. So today's Tuesday for me. We just had technically a 4-day weekend here in Montreal, and it was really good. I hope it was different, obviously, than what normal my Easter holiday weekend would look like, but it was kind of nice in some ways. Took it slow, we took it easy. We did our Easter brunch on Zoom instead of in person, and it was still good to connect with family. So I hope whatever your families may or may not celebrate, that maybe you made this last weekend a little something special. So today we're going to start sitting up straight and tall, and we're going to take a breath with our hands on our anchor spot. So our hands on our chest or our belly, whatever's comfortable, and just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And just keep breathing. Find that anchor of your breath just being there, rising and falling. Listen for the sound of the bell. And open your eyes when you no longer hear the sound. So today we're going to talk about emotions. So who can name me an emotion? Go. What's an emotion? Okay, did you say maybe happy or sad? Maybe angry, disgusted, afraid, right? These are 5 emotions that, if you've seen Inside Out, are very easy for us to recognize and know. So when we practice mindfulness, we're aware of our body, we're aware of the sounds that we hear, the sounds of the bell, aware of breathing. Sometimes we can be aware of the thoughts in our head. We can also be mindful of our emotions. So, of our anger, our sadness, our fear, our joy. We can know this, we can be aware of it. Most of us have had these emotions. I'm assuming you've all felt them at some point. And the emotion that feels good, if it's like joy, then if you're mindful of it, maybe you can appreciate it more. And if it's emotion that feels bad, like anger, hopefully, if you're mindful of it, if you just notice it, you're aware, just saying, I'm angry, just pausing and noting that you're angry, hopefully you can make a better decision of how you express that anger, right? Sometimes when we're angry, we might do or say things that we don't really want to and might hurt other people, which isn't necessarily what we want to do. So have you ever said or done anything that maybe later you wished you hadn't said or done? What about, raise your hand if you've ever hit or pushed someone when you were feeling really angry? I have. A lot of us do. And so mindfulness is hopefully going to help create this beautiful space in between when we feel a strong emotion and when we react to it. So I want you today to think about, let's do anger, okay? So if you've ever been angry before, what does your heartbeat do when you're angry? Does it slow down? Well, usually it speeds up, right? Or what about, does your body, do your muscles, do you get relaxed when you're angry? Or do you maybe get tense? Maybe like your fists get squeezed and your face gets all tight, right? What about in your mind? The thoughts that are in your mind when you're angry. Are they nice, happy thoughts of sunshine and flowers and rainbows? A lot of times they're not always nice thoughts, right? So I want you to feel Try to imagine that you're angry right now. Your heartbeat's racing, someone did something or said something, you're just so mad and your body's that. So now when you have all this heart racing and your body's tense, all I want you to do is say anger. Anger. In your mind. You don't have to say it out loud, but you can if you want. Anger. And just know that, okay? What about when you're feeling really happy? What happens is your heart rate, sometimes it's a little bit faster. What about on your face? What does your face look like if you're happy? You smile? Yeah. And what about the thoughts in your head? When you're happy, what are you thinking about? Yeah. So when you're happy, just pause and in your mind, say happy, happy. That's it. That's all that this practice is. So this week, anytime you're feeling any emotion, if you're sad, if you're angry, if you're scared, whatever it is, all I want you to do, either out loud or in your mind, say sad, sad, or happy, happy, angry, angry. Okay? So just practice this with your family and just be aware of your emotions. Don't judge them. Don't try to change them. Just notice them. Okay? So today is our first day of our Dr. Seuss week. And so we're going to read a book by Dr. Seuss, a story of What Was I Scared Of? And this is found in The Sneetches and Other Stories by Dr. Seuss. So, What Was I Scared Of? Written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. Well, I was walking in the night and I saw nothing scary, for I've never been afraid of anything. Not very. Then I was deep within the woods when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants with nobody inside them. I wasn't scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for? What is he feeling? What emotion do you think? And then they moved. Those empty pants, they kind of started jumping. And then my heart, I must admit, it kind of started thumping. So I got out. I got out fast. I got out as fast as I could go. Sir, I wasn't scared, but pants like that I did not care for. No, sir. And after that, a week went by. Then one dark night in Greenwich, I had to do an errand there and fetch some Greenwich spinach. Well, I had fetched the spinach. I was starting back through town when those pants raced around a corner and they almost knocked me down. I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home, believe me, I really had a scare. Now bicycles were never made for pale green pants to ride 'em, especially spooky pale green pants with nobody inside them. And the next night I was fishing for doubt trout on Rover River when those pants came rowing toward me. Well, I started to shiver. And by now I was so frightened that I'll tell you, but I hate to. I screamed and rode away and lost my hooks and line and bait too. I ran and found a brickle bush. I hid myself away. I got brickles in my britches, but I stayed there anyway. I stayed all night the next night too. I'd be there still, no doubt. But I had to do an errand, so the next night I went out. I had to do an errand, had to pick a peck of snide in a dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide. I said, I do not fear those pants with nobody inside them. I said, and I said, and I said those words, I said them, but I lied them. Then I reached Snide Bush, and the next thing I knew, I felt my hand touch someone. and I'll bet that you know who. The pants! And there I was, caught in the snide, and in that dreadful place, those spooky, empty pants and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help, I screamed, I shrieked, I howled, I yelled, I cried. Oh, save me from these pale green pants with nobody inside. But then, a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them, and they were strange to me. I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty pants with nobody beside them. And now we meet quite often, those empty pants and I, and we never shake or tremble. We both smile and we say hi. The end. So, I love this story. It's one of my favorites. A lot of times we're afraid of things. That's okay. And now we know when we're afraid. Just for a moment, pause in your mind and just say, afraid, afraid. Just acknowledge it. Let your mind know what you're feeling. And a lot of times when we're afraid, we just fear things that we don't know. A lot of the times. So the more we get to know them, sometimes that fear will fade away. So for now, I thank you so much. We can sit up straight and tall, and I'm going to ring the bell. You can find your breath and listen to the sound until we meet again tomorrow. So sitting up, relaxed shoulders, breathing in, breathing out. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow.